Well, Ruben, thank you very much for having me on this program. You remember there was a man called Gani Fayemi, yes, who said something like he wasn't quite sure when he arrived, but that certainly the devil has entered Nigeria. And I think he was right. And that devil, if you read also the installments in the Vanguard newspaper by Chief Babalola, where he wrote under the title of Democratic Powers and a Presidential Overreach, you'll agree that that devil seemed to have arrived in the form of a president cloaked with the toga of 1999 Constitution. What I mean by that is that if you have a situation in which everybody says this thing is wrong, this should not be clear, this should not be done this way, and somebody goes ahead and does it and nothing happens, then maybe the devil gradually is taking over Nigeria. And that's why we are insisting that there has to be a system to keep the devil out of Nigeria. It's not any one person, because this thing started way back in 1999. And I remember you, Dr. Abati, writing about the demons and witches in Villa. They didn't just coming down, they've been there for quite some time. And so really, to be specific and answer your question, the situation in Nigeria is not good. And my reason for saying so is because, the reasons are obvious, but I think the one cure that we could have would be to accept the fact that we have deviated from what we agreed should be Nigeria. We agreed that Nigeria should be a federation, and we know all the ingredients of federalism. That's not indeed. That's not unknown to anybody that's interested in politics. But we have killed all those things and replaced them with something else entirely. So if you want to come specifically to Rivers State, yes, everybody says what happens there is an affront. First of all, we went as Pandev, met the president. We assured him that Fubara had fully agreed to cooperate with the Supreme Court judgment. But before anything could happen, a state of emergency was declared. Even before a bill was taken to the National Assembly. So we just doing things not the way that even this faulty constitution prescribes.
All right.
And if you look at the elections, I'm not looking at it in terms of who won how many seats, but how was the election conducted?
Yes, sir.
Even INEC said the elections should not have been held when they were held, because a certain minimum number of days should come before or announcement ahead of an election.
All right,
we don't wait for the number of days.
All right.
And so we're operating as though there is no constitution.
All right.
And by past, because everybody recognizes the fact that this constitution is just something that we should throw away and replace with something better.
All right, sir.
Without monopolizing too much of your time, because you must have other questions. Maybe I should stop there until you also reflect on what I've said so far.
Center indeed has entered Nigeria. Are you in that? If Center has not entered Nigeria, how come we are not in a state that we virtually lost hope? Can you tell me, as a Nigerian, living in Nigeria, where do you have hope? Where can you turn to assistance that there is hope? Is it INEC? INEC, they are not even hiding their criminality again. Before, in those days, they rig with style, but this day they do it with pride. What can you do? We will rig election. We will treat you. That's what they are doing now. We will treat you the way we want to treat you. We will subject you guys to abject poverty, multi-dimensional poverty that you would beg to feed. What can you do? That's the level we are. Center has entered Nigeria. I prove it to you guys. Giving you guys proof for you to know that indeed Center has entered Nigeria. How would you tell me that in a country that value human, in the era of Buhari, What was mostly valued was cow. But right now, in this era of Pablo, what is highly valued is criminality. How can a Dangote be using church? They chop Nigerians. Yet you say there's a government in that country that cannot intervene. There's a government in that country that cannot issue a statement. There's a government in that country that cannot order a Dangote that until you train and retrain your drivers, they will never be on the road again. How can you tell me that on my page, to the best of my knowledge, at least I've seen someone who was involved in one of the evil of Dangote truck, who was a victim of Dangote truck. 16 people by instantly only has survived, including her husband by in her present. We just saw, I published a video yesterday in my own local government, 10 people by, and you say there's a government in that country, they cannot say what Satan has entered Nigeria. Tell me now, how do you tell me that Satan has not entered Nigeria? Where these people are here, what you used to buy, let's say a car self, okay, a bag of fry you used to buy before their APC demonic government came into power, which was around 8,000. Right now, that bag is almost around 80 to 100,000. Nigeria can no longer, even a minimum wage can no longer buy a bag of rice. And these people are comfortable, they are smiling. You want to tell me Satan has not entered Nigeria? If Satan has not entered Nigeria, what is that thing that could have sealed the conscience of your rulers with hot iron that they don't even give ear to your plea? Listen, Nigerians are calling for electoral reform. They don't care. We will not reform. We will not do anything. You want to tell me Satan has not entered Nigeria? Tell me that Satan has not entered Nigeria. How can you convince me that Satan has not entered Nigeria when people who are hungry, they don't have, before some of them to get a square meat to eat is a problem. But they can see that one square meat they will manage to eat. They will use to come online to defend their oppressor. You want to tell me Satan has not entered Nigeria? Wait, you want to tell me Satan has not entered Nigeria? When election will come now, these same people will be willing to collect just 500 naira to vote for their oppressor, to vote for their ruler, and to be ready to defend their ruler. You want to tell me Satan has not entered Nigeria? You want to tell me this is ordinary? Dear, please, I'm looking for somebody, please. At the comment section, all the Yoruba defending Pablo, please, convince me that Satan is not in Aso Rock. Convince me that Satan has not entered Nigeria. I'm all ears. I'm going to be reading. I want to see that one person who will just come to my comment section to convince me, Holy Ghost, no, Satan has not entered Nigeria. Then you give me reasons. Because me, I am a million times convinced, not just 100 times, not just 1,000, 1 million times convinced that indeed Satan has taken the center stage in Nigeria. Whereas it's supposed to be a shame. It's not Nigeria that have the biggest churches in Nigeria, prayer morning, prayer afternoon, evening. But meanwhile, before this devil was sworn into Aso Rock, which is marched around the state capital, here we say we have Christians. How can the prayer of Christians even be able to tackle these people when all they are after is money? How can should I go to this side? Just convince me, please. Has Satan entered Nigeria? For me, yes, I concur with the former governor of Akwa Ibom. Indeed, Satan has entered Nigeria. But if you think otherwise, please convince me at the comment section. Help me like this video and please share. Thank you.